Howdy, howdy, welcome back to some CSGO Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I play this game usually only on the weekends, on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon or so, because at night I love to play on my Xbox One and my projector 120-inch screen, which is definitely a lot more fun than sitting at a desk like this. But, gaming on a Mac is fun because you have a huge screen, and the Macs are just really actually great gaming computers, even though a lot of PC people probably wouldn't agree, but they don't really know anything about Macs, so what do they have to say? But I wanted to actually talk a little bit here about, the hacker issue, or people actually complaining about hackers, or people always kind of blaming other people to hack. As soon as they get killed a lot, they're like, uh-oh, this guy must be a hacker. And it's like, not everyone who is good is a hacker. There are actually people who are extremely good. And the thing with Counter-Strike is, it is a game that takes a lot of skills, so it has a pretty high learning curve. It's not something that, if you've been playing like, Call of Duty or some of those arcade shooters, that you can just get in here and do really well, because it's completely different. It's really hard to get kills compared to some of those arcade shooters, because you really have to kind of focus to get a headshot. And the gun's recoils is just insane. Every gun has a different recoil, and it takes a little bit time to get used to the recoil. And the other thing is, what kind of like gets me always a little frustrated is, I mostly play Team Deathmatch in Counter-Strike. Team Deathmatch or Embrace, those are actually the two game types, that are game modes that I prefer. And the reason I play Counter-Strike is mostly just because it actually makes you better at shooter games, because this game requires so much focus on headshots that when you actually master getting headshots in here, you realize that you'll do a lot better in other shooters too. And all of a sudden, when you had hard time getting headshots in other games, all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I'm actually focusing on the head finally. So this is a good game to train for other games. If you don't care about this game so much, or there are game modes, I don't like any of those game modes where you only have one life, as I mentioned before, because I just like a lot of action. I don't like to sit around and wait for things to happen in games. If I'm in a game, I want to constantly do something. I don't want to have to wait for the next round to start every time I die, and only have fun if I don't die, which is kind of hard, unless you're super good, you may not die all around long, but that's, most people die eventually, and then they have to sit through and watch their other people play it, and that's not really like the fun for me in a game, to have to sit and watch other people play. I more play myself. I like to play myself than watch. But anyway, back to the hacker accusations that you hear all the time. It's happened to me so many times, and I can't believe it, because I'm not really that great at this game. But I recently got into a game, and I got 3 kills right at the beginning, like in this game right here. I think I got like 3, 4, 5 kills before I even died, and that's rather rare, especially at the beginning of a game. I usually die more often. And this is my absolutely first game after a week of rest, and, still being kind of tired. I just thought, hey, I'm just gonna, turn on the recorder and see if I don't do well, then I can just record the next game, whatever. And it was a very first game, and I just had like a really strong coffee, so my hands were kind of jittery. I was really like feeling like I was walking on the ceilings, and I don't usually get such a strong effect from coffee. I don't know if it had anything to do with what I ate, or because I was out in the sun, maybe the combination. I was just extremely jittery when I played this, but I also was very alert, and I think this actually made me play really well in this very first game of this day, or this weekend. And I thought I'm gonna just post it, but I wanted to talk about it anyway, about this, hacker accusation stuff. So, I was in this other game, had 3 kills right away, and those people who owned the server, that there was a girl in there, and she's like, oh my god, Crabble is hacking, we need to get rid of her. And what happened to me in the next few seconds, they kicked me out, and I was like, okay. You know, I don't even know how to hack. I don't even, I think you kind of need a PC. I don't even know if you can hack on a Mac really. And I have no interest in hacking. I want to be proud of, you know, my skills, my achievements in games. I could never be proud if I would needed to hack in order to be good in a game. I would feel absolutely crappy about myself. I'd be like, really? Do I really have to do this? Is that the only way I can be good, by hacking? I mean, it just feels so dirty to cheat, and I feel like the only reason I would understand that someone even wanted to like hack or cheat in a game is if they would win a ton of money. Then I'll be like, yeah, okay, I can kind of get it why they're tempted to hack, but you're not winning anything. What are you trying to like prove by hacking? What is the point? I mean, even in competitive, if you hack, what is it gonna do? Are you eventually gonna get caught and thrown out? And so there's no, I mean, is it bragging rights? What is it? I mean, how do you want to brag with something that you haven't even actually done anything? I mean, it wasn't even your doing, it was the computer that did it for you. So do you want to brag about your hacking skills? Maybe, I guess maybe then I can kind of understand that you just want to show off how you can hack a game, even though I'm pretty sure that if I wanted to know how to hack, I could probably just go on YouTube or just Google and probably just find out how to do it. But like I said, I don't have any interest. I have actually left Call of Duty a long time ago because I felt there were so many cheaters in there and hackers that the game just became very unfair, and it kind of took away the fun. And I have never felt that, for example, in Battlefield. I cannot see, I mean, I just don't feel like there are any hackers in there. And if there are, it's very minute. It's very, it's not something that you would like, it would be totally obvious and it would be totally destroying the fun of the game. I mean, it could be that some people, you know, people use scuff gaming controllers and so, which gives them a little bit of an advantage. But in general, I have to say it's a great game. And I've heard, like, you know, the problem with PC games is that you do have a lot of hackers and you have modders, and I'm not a really big fan usually of PC like multiplayers, because the problem is that people do hack. It's, you know, they're already on a PC platform. Apparently it's easy to hack on, you can basically just tinker with any settings, and you can, I don't even know kind of what settings most people have here in order to, you know, jump or crouch. You know, I have the default settings on here. I kind of once like got myself a different crosshair. That's basically all I did. And, you know, I went and tried out some of those maps where you can test your recoil and stuff like that. But that's all I did. I mean, I didn't even know how to open the console, to be honest. I just recently asked someone how I can actually make sure that the game doesn't crash all the time, and it had something to do with that pop-up that always came up in between games, and someone told me that I can put like a line in the console to prevent this from happening, and actually it's true. My game doesn't crash anymore. It had something to do with that Steam overlay that Valve put on, and it's really super annoying. Yeah, now I can't purchase like that special whatever it's called, you know, thing for $5.99 where you can do missions and stuff, and I don't really want to buy that anyway. It's just a waste of money. It's just super marketing. This game has so much marketing, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, you pay for this game, and then they ask you to pay more and more and more, and they really try to milk their fans, and they're actually pretty successful with it because people fall for it all the time. I can see it all the time, but not me, you didn't get me. But thanks for giving me a game that I can practice my aiming skills and get used to all kinds of different recoils. And And yeah, people, if you play deathmatch, please use random weapons. Don't be such a pussy and use the same weapon over and over that you already know by heart just so you can win the match, because it's not really fair. If someone uses random weapons and you use a weapon that you know in and out, you know, and this guy is trying to kill you with a pistol, it's just not fair. So don't be a pussy and use random weapons and show that you actually have skills. So I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.